Hi, my name is Adam Majors. I'm the fire chief here in Cascade Township. I'm here to talk to you today about the Station 1 project, where we started and all the process we've gone through and where we are today. Basically, the need behind a new fire station is this building that we're in right now wasn't meant to be a fire station. It was an insulation factory in the 1970s. The township bought it in the early 1980s and it became Township Hall, Township Library, a fire station. It's at the point now where it's been through its third extensive remodel, and it's to the point where we just can't keep renovating or fixing it to the point where it can meet standards. The fire station project began in 2018 with a facility needs study. In the public presentation, the public articulated that the fire station project was the #1 priority. And going forward from there, we went through conceptual design with experts and architects. And from there, we also went through schematic design as well as design development. So over the last 3 or 4 years, we've engaged the public. We've talked with experts in the industry. We have an internal design team that we've identified all the needs of the station going forward. And we've got a pretty good design that we're confident with that'll serve us for the next 75 to 100 years in the future. Starting in 2018 with the design facility needs study, residents have been involved in 9 different public engagement sessions. We've had 25 different touch points and various open meetings over the last 4 years where we've really sought resident input to get exactly what not only works for the firefighters, but also for the public as well. Over the last 4 years in our public engagement sessions, we've got really good feedback from the residents on what's important to them. Certain things like response times, bringing their children or grandchildren safely to come see the fire trucks, community events like the 4th of July or Halloween, having more visibility where it's not in the back of Township Hall and it's visible from the street, safety. These are all things that I think was important to the residents in trying to convey that message to us on what their needs were for this project. The site selection process was a 2-year analysis internally where we analyzed everything from call mapping, traffic studies, response times, automatic mutual aid, lot availability, cost analysis, and it came down to 3 sites total. Out of those 3 sites, the Thornhill site was selected as the best site for a fire station, which is fortunate because we already own it. The design process for Fire Station 1 started with an internal design team. They were elected amongst their peers to represent everything that they need and want in the station. It's gone to the community for their input of what they need and want in a station. It's gone to experts like Williams Architects, Redstone Architects, Progressive AE Engineering, Prine and Newhoff, Triangle Construction, to talk about what is the standard right now in construction, what is a comparable, what meets NFPA 1500 Chapter 10 standards, what meets safety standards for the state. We've gone to other departments in Michigan and looked at what the recent fire station construction projects have entailed, what their budgets were. We've looked at national design standards and what their budgets entailed and what their standards were. And we've come to the conclusion of where we're at right now. We're very happy with the design we have. It meets all of our standards, it meets all of our needs, and it's going to serve the community well for the next 100 years. In 2021, we started off with a public presentation of our conceptual design, and after listening to resident comments and board comments, it was important that we go forward and have an open process. And that open process was issuing RFPs and going and finding our construction manager, our architects, and that internal process took about 6 months.
Thank you, Chief. It's really important to understand where we've been so that we can chart a successful path forward. Cascadians, my name is Grace Lesperance, and I have the honor of serving as your supervisor. I want to start by apologizing if the actions the board took at our January 26th meeting caught some of you by surprise. That was certainly not our intent. Those of you who know me know that I value openness and transparency. And over the past year in office, I've been very involved with the process to develop Fire Station 1. We have been meeting and discussing this regularly with Chief Majors, his firefighters, and our township's leadership team. But we didn't take the important step of relaying all of these actions to you, our residents. And for that, I am sorry. Know that we are now taking steps to increase our communications on Fire Station 1 to make sure that residents who want to be involved and informed can be. At our January 26th meeting, the board heard an update from the architect and the construction manager before reviewing the preliminary interior design and 2 exterior alternatives for Fire Station 1. We heard about the impact that recent market changes, supply chain issues, and new ordinance requirements are having on the estimated budget and timeline. And after this presentation and some discussion, the board approved the architect and construction manager to move forward with more detailed design and development plans. We did not approve a budget for this project. That is still months down the road. And we did not approve final plans for this project. That too is still months down the road. What this vote did was give our project a green light to move forward and develop plans that will allow us to get to budget numbers. We intend to hold an open house on March 28th from 5 to 7 p.m. so that residents can tour our current fire station, talk with the architect and the construction manager, and also ask questions of Chief Majors. You'll be able to see the ways that our current station falls short, as well as the proposed solution. We're preparing a video in advance of this meeting to highlight some of the challenges that our firefighters face in their current station, which we will share in advance. And we will also capture and share a video of the open house itself so that those who can't attend can still be informed. Following this open house, we will hold a public meeting after we receive budget numbers from our project team, but before the board votes. We expect that meeting to be about May 11th. Residents will be invited to both meetings, and we'll share that information in several ways, including postcards mailed to your home, a notice in our electronic and print newsletters, and notice on our website and posts on social media. I want to thank Chief Majors and the firefighters who have worked so hard to develop a facility that meets their needs now and for decades to come in a way that demonstrates fiscal responsibility. I also want to thank residents who have shared their feedback and asked good questions throughout this process. I hope that will continue as we move into this next phase. As always, I welcome and value the input of all residents on this important project.